the Coppa Italia final could go either way. So first of all, Thiago Motta is going to beat his former club Bologna in the semi-final of Coppa Italia for Juventus to make it back to the Coppa Italia final, which brings us Inter are going to defeat Lazio, and it's going to be another Milan derby, and Inter haven't defeated Milan once all season. They lost the first Milan derby. They blew a 2-0 lead to lose 3-2 in Supercoppa, and they drew 1-1 in the league. So this could be Inter's last chance to get a win against Milan, and I think they do so in Coppa Italia to set up a Derby d'Italia final against former Interista Thiago Motta, who already he picked up 4 points out of 6 possible points against his former team. The 4-4 draw in the 1-0 win for Juventus over Inter. How about Thiago Motta getting his first trophy with Juventus against Inter, his former club? The Derby d'Italia final in Coppa Italia. 16 shots for Juventus against Inter. Juventus can go for their 16th Coppa Italia title in team history. And we actually have 38 Scudetti. Inter stole 2 of Juventus Scudetti. Inter was wiretapped, looking to select referees as well. Every big club did this. But recognized Scudetti and Coppa Italia titles. Juventus win their 52nd combined title between Coppa Italia and Serie A, 36 and 16, to defeat Inter Milan in the final. Inter Milan's Comanche 52. Now what about Thiago Motta's birthday? Well, let's scale back and let's talk about the potential Conceicao father against Conceicao son final. So we're speaking about Sergio Conceicao, coach of Milan, and Conceicao of Juventus. Francisco Conceicao. Francisco Conceicao scored against Inter in Coppa in the Derby d'Italia. Francisco's Comanche 88. In the amount of time from the Derby d'Italia to the Coppa Italia final, May the 14th, notice, is 88 days. So that's kind of where, and they included, this is kind of where I like Derby d'Italia over a Francisco Conceicao scoring against his father in the Coppa Italia final. So there is a potential narrative for Milan because their last title came in 2003, and they could hypothetically win the title 22 years later to be 6-9 in the final, because it is Motta that's Comanche 69. They could be 6-9 in the final, and then 22 years later would be Comanche of Milan winning the title 22 years later after 2003. So there is a narrative there for Milan, but I'm going with Juventus. Motta beats his former team in the semifinal, and Motta picks up his first trophy against Inter in the final of the Coppa Italia. Motta is a 16-7 light path. I gotta go with 16-7. The final of Motta is a 16-7 light path in numerology, because he's born in 1982. That's 20. That's 2. 8 and 2 is 10. And actually, I take that back. He's an 11 light path. I think I have to connect the day of the final. I definitely connected it to Francisco Conceicao's birthday, but what about, his father gets a trophy and his son gets a trophy to end the year in May. I think Motta's next birthday is going to make a lot of sense here. I mean, 15 weeks after Coppa Italia finals, Motta's birthday, Modest Camacho 15. Hey, that makes sense. Motta's 15. A championship, a Coppa Italia championship, Campionato 107. It's 107 days to Thiago Motta's birthday from the day of the Coppa Italia final. Juventus' first trophy with Motta against Inter, the Derby d'Italia final in the Coppa Italia, and Inter win only 2 titles in a span of 4 seasons. 24 would be Camacho of Juventus. Inter getting older, they're declining. Juventus had their youngest Derby d'Italia lineup in 30 years. Juventus are the future. Inter are collapsing. They're going to lose Scudetto. They're losing out on Champions League.